Hi everybody, welcome you all to this online classes of second PUC mathematics. As we have done in the previous cases, we are solving the problems or rate measure problems on application of derivatives. We have solved many 4-marker questions in the previous session, and we have solved exercise questions from exercise 6.1. There are a few more questions which are left over, and we are going to continue it where we left in the previous session. Are you ready? Okay. Class, we have solved all this for 1 to 7 questions from exercise 6.1. Let me take the 8th question. A balloon which always remains spherical on inflation. I think there is nobody who is watching the video who does not know what a balloon is. You might have used a lot of balloons, particularly in terms of birthdays or New Year's parties. So whenever we say party, what we say there is balloons or flowers. Okay. Now here the question is based on the balloons itself. A balloon which always remains spherical on inflation. Inflation means when you blow the air into the balloon, that is called inflation. When the air comes out, it's called deflation. But here we are discussing about air pumped into the balloon. That is called inflation. So a balloon which always remains spherical on inflation is being inflated by pumping in 900 cubic centimeter of gas per second. Per second, you are pumping in 900 cubic centimeter of gas. Find the rate at which the radius of the balloon increases when the radius is 15 centimeter. Now, you might be wondering, how could the balloon be in spherical shape, that is in the shape of a sphere, when you inflate it? You might have seen many people when you inflate a balloon, either it would be in this shape, isn't it, or it would be in a conical shape, isn't it, or maybe elliptical shape. But if you use a gas cylinders, I hope many of you know it, if you use some gas cylinders, you can still blow the balloon such that you would be having in a spherical shape. Okay, so as and when if you start inflating the balloon, the size of the balloons would be increasing. So you may think of the smaller size. Okay, you may think of the smaller size balloon. Okay, then if you blow it more, the size would increase, and if you keep on blowing, the size would increase more, and finally the size will increase if you inflate the balloon more. Okay, the question goes in this pattern. Okay, so this is the theory or concept behind the question. Now we are going into the working part of the question. Is it clear? Right. Now one thing you have to know is, now here the balloon is treated as a sphere. Is it clear? Balloon is treated as a sphere. Now I have to know the formula pertaining to the sphere. Okay, right. So I'm going to start the solution for it. We all know the volume of the sphere formula. The volume of a sphere is sphere of radius r units. What is volume of a sphere? We know it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Very most important formula, because there are 3 or more questions depending upon the volume of a sphere. Okay, so the formula for volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, now next thing is, let me see what is the data given. Okay, the data given is, look here, the balloon is inflated by pumping in 900 cubic centimeter of gas. If gas is pumped, volume is generated, isn't it? As you keep on generating the pumping the gas, the volume will keep on increasing. So what he has given is, he has given dV by dt. What is dV by dt? It is 900. You can look at, even by looking at the unit, you can tell cubic centimeter, that is centimeter cube. Whenever you see the centimeter cube, it is related to the volume. So the dV by dt is 900 centimeter cube per second. Okay, is given centimeter of gas per second. So the unit is per second. Now what I have to find out, find the rate at which the radius of the balloon is increasing, means I have to find out dr by dt. I have to find out dr by dt when r is equal to, when the radius is 15 centimeter. Is it clear? When the radius is 15 centimeter, I have to find out dr by the rate at which the radius is changing, that is increasing. Is it not? As you blow on, the radius will become bigger. Okay. Therefore, what we are going to do it is, we are going to differentiate equation 1 with respect to time t. Okay. We get, what is the left hand side would be dv by dt. This is nothing but 4 by 3 is pi is a constant. What is derivative of r cube? R cube derivative would be 3r square into dr by dt. Okay. So 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So now let me consider this dv by dt as equation 2. Now let us substitute the value here. So 900 is nothing but, now I'll get 4 pi r square into dr by dt. How did I get it? By using 2 in 1. Is it not? So I'll get, therefore dr by dt would be 900 divided by 4 pi r square. Is it clear? I'll get 4 pi r square. Hence dr by dt, remember I want dr by dt when r is equal to 15 centimeter. So dr by dt when r is equal to 15 is nothing but, let me take 900 divided by 4 pi into r is 15 square. So this is nothing but 900 divided by 4 pi into, what is 15 square? 15 square is 225. Is it not? Okay. So 225 4 times, how much is that? So 225 4 times would be 900, isn't it? So 225 2 times is 450. 450 doubles becomes 900. So it is 900 pi. You can use calculators. So 900 gets cancels. You will get 1 by pi. The unit of radius is centimeter. Okay. Per unit of time is second. Okay. So the conclusion is, the radius of the balloon is increasing at the rate of 1 by pi centimeter per second. Is it clear? The main conclusion you can write, the radius of the balloon is increasing at the rate of 1 by pi centimeter per second. So this is the solution for this question. I hope you have understood this. So the next question also would be based on the same pattern. So the second question reads like this, which is the ninth question of the exercise. A balloon which always remains spherical, similar to the previous question, has a variable radius. Okay, we know the radius will keep on changing. Find the rate at which its volume is increasing with the radius. Remember, when the volume is increasing with the radius means with respect to radius, not with respect to time. Okay, please be very careful. Okay, now when the latter means when the radius, okay, when the radius is 10 centimeter, remember it is LATTER. When the latter is 10 centimeter, latter means radius. Former means when we are speaking about two things, I think it's all about English. Former means the previous thing, latter means the just what we discussed now. So remember, we are writing the solution for it. Is it clear? The question we have already read it. Solution is volume of the sphere. What is the formula? The formula is, what is volume of a sphere? I told you it's a spherical shape. Volume of a sphere is, as we so know it, 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, take it as equation 1. Now differentiating, not much data given, differentiating equation 1 with respect to, remember the radius are not t. Okay, because I have to find out the volume increasing with respect to radius. Therefore the left hand side will be dv by dr. So this would be 4 by 3 pi, what is this is a constant kept aside, derivative of r cube is 3r square, and because we are differentiating with respect to r, we don't have anything extra here. So 3 and 3 gets cancels. I will get 4 pi r square. Okay, now finally I want to find out when r is equal to 10 centimeter. Okay, therefore dv by dr when r is equal to 10 is given by 4 pi, substitute for r, which is 10 square. Is it clear? So this is nothing but 4 pi into what is 10 square? 10 square is 100. Finally, this is nothing but 4 into 100 is 400 pi. Remember, the unit of volume is unit cube. Unit given is centimeter. So centimeter cube per unit of radius is centimeter. Remember, you would be in a hurry to write centimeter cube per second or minute. Remember, this is with respect to radius. So it is centimeter cube per centimeter. So this is the solution for this question. This is not a 5-marker question. Rather, this would be asked in your CET question. Is it clear? Shall we move to the next one? Okay. So the 10th question and the 11th question, the ladder problems are already solved. These are all 5-marker questions. Now we're moving on to the next one. The next question I have is the 12th question. The radius of an air bubble is increasing at the rate of 1 by 2, that is half centimeter per second. At what rate is the volume of the bubble increasing when the radius is 1 centimeter? Remember, this question is pertaining to radius of the air bubble. Okay, we are considering it as a sphere. Okay, formula. What is the formula for this? Volume of the sphere is nothing but 4 by 3 pi r cube. Take it as equation 1. Now he has given radius of the air bubble is increasing, means data what he has given is, always write down the data for these kind of problems. Radius is increasing. So dr with respect to time, this is okay. As soon as he says the rate, so it is always with respect to time. So dr by dt is half centimeter per second. Now what I have to find out, at what rate the volume of the bubble is increasing. So dv by dt I have to find out at what radius, when the radius is 1 centimeter. This is nothing but what I have to find out. Okay, so how am I going to do it? Very simple. Differentiating. Okay, differentiating equation 1 with respect to time. We are differentiating back with respect to time because this is with respect, this is rate measures. Therefore dv, derivative of v is dv by dt is nothing but 4 by 3 pi is a constant. Derivative of r cube is 3r square into dr by dt. The reason is this is with respect to time. Now 3 and 3 gets cancels. Okay, therefore dv by dt would be, I'll get 4 pi r square into dr by dt. What is dr by dt? I am given with 2. Okay, so 2 ones are 2 twos are, I'm going to get 2 pi r square. This is my dv by dt. Therefore dv by dt, what do I want when r is equal to 1? dv by dt when r is equal to 1 is nothing but 2 pi into 1 square. So 1 square is nothing but 1. So I'm going to get 2 pi. Okay, what is the unit of volume? Volume is unit cubes, that is centimeter cube per unit of time is second. Here he has given in terms of second. Therefore you can say the volume of the air bubble is increasing at the rate of 2 pi centimeter cube per second. So this will come to the conclusion of the solution for this question. Okay, so we will move on to the next one. Moving on to the next question. A balloon which always remains spherical has a variable diameter 3 by 2 times 2x plus 1. Find the rate of change of its volume with respect to x here. Remember, you have to find the rate of change of its volume with respect to x. Okay, now let us consider the solution for it. Again, for it we are going to write the formula part. Okay, the formula part is, what is the volume of a sphere? So as soon as I say balloon, again he is saying spherical. So volume of a sphere is, it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Take it as equation 1. Okay, now he has also given you variable diameter. He has given you the diameter of the balloon, that is 3 by 2 times 2x plus 1. Okay, now the formula is pertaining to radius, but he has given the diameter. Let me take it as equation 2. But we know that, what do you know? We know that radius is nothing but half of the diameter. Is it not? Is it not? We know radius is, that is radius is equal to half of diameter, because it is a sphere. So what I am going to do here is, let me write equation 2 in terms of radius. Therefore r would be half of diameter. What is diameter? It is 3 by 2 times 2x plus 1. So this is nothing but, multiply it, I am going to get 3 by 4 times 2 2s are 4 times 2x plus 1. So this will be my equation 3. Okay, now remember I am going to go into the solution part of it. Now I have to find out the rate of change of its volume. So let me differentiate equation 1 with respect to what? X. Okay, before that let me first use equation 3 in terms of 1 and then differentiate. Okay, let us do it later. Okay, first let me put it back here. Therefore equation 1 becomes, so equation 1 becomes V is nothing but 4 by 3 pi r cube. In place of r, substitute back equation 3. So that is nothing but 3 by 4 into 2x plus 1 whole cube. Is it clear? So that would be, this is nothing but 4 by 3 pi into, what is 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, because 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64 into 2x plus 1 whole cube. Okay, so if you can divide this, you can divide like 4 1s are, 4 16s are, 3 1s are and 3 9s are. So what I get, V is nothing but, I'll get 9 pi by 16 into 2x plus 1 whole cube. This is the equation which I am going to differentiate now. Okay, so I got the equation of V as 9 pi by 16 2x plus 1 whole cube. Now let me differentiate. Differentiating equation 4 with respect to x, remember not t, we get, okay, dv by dx is nothing but 9 pi by 16 is a constant. Now what is this is of the form f of x cube. Derivative of f of x cube is 3 times f of x square into f dash. Now our derivative of 2x plus 1 is nothing but 2. Okay, so this is nothing but now, okay, so it is 9 pi by 16 into 3 2s is what? 6 into 2x plus 1 whole cube. So this is nothing but, you can cancel here, 2 3s are and 2 8s are. So what is left over? Now 3 times 9 is 9 3s are is 27 pi by 8 into 2x plus 1 whole cube. Now this is the rate at which the volume is changing or increasing. Now what is, write down the unit for it. Unit of volume is centimeter cube, or yes given in terms of centimeter. So it is centimeter cube per, let me say, or you, if it is unit, you can say unit cube by unit of x, that would again be in centimeter. If it is in meter, then it would be in meter. If it is centimeter, that would be in centimeter. Okay, so this is the solution for the above given question. All these are application level problems. Only if you work out it clearly, you will get the solution for it. Shall we move to the next one? Right. So the next question is question number 15. The total cost Cx in rupees associated with the production of x units of an item is given by C of x. This is the total cost function. Whatever the function which he has given, find the marginal cost when 17 units are produced. These problems, that is question number 15, which is pertaining to total cost and marginal cost, and question number 16, total revenue and marginal revenue. Similarly, question number 18, total revenue and marginal revenue. These are commercial based, that is commerce related problems. That is, this is the application of derivatives in commerce. Okay, this question I don't know whether they would going to ask you in your examination. This is just for you to know that the application of derivatives is also in commerce. But anyway, I'm going to give you a way to find the solution for it. So either when they give you the total cost and ask you the marginal cost, or if they give you the total revenue and ask you the marginal revenue, the formula almost remains same. Okay, now let me give you the formula for it. So the formula part we are going to use here is, first one, if the given function, if the total cost function is equal to a function in terms of x. Okay, sometimes they would give you in terms of q. You should be very careful. If they give you TC, okay, so TC means total cost. So always remember, marginal cost is nothing but the rate of change with respect to x of total cost. Okay, total cost function would be in terms of x. So differentiate total cost function, you get the marginal cost. Similarly, if you want to get the marginal revenue, so okay, marginal revenue formula is the derivative with respect to x. If the function in terms of x, it would be q. If it is in terms of q, that is where x indicates the quantities here. Okay, so d by dx of total revenue. Okay, I don't think so these questions would be asked in for science students, but still let us discuss the solution for this kind of questions. So in the 15th question, he would be giving you the total cost function. Okay, yes, he would be giving you the total cost function, whatever it is, just take down. If you want marginal cost, differentiate the total cost with respect to the variable given. Okay, here it is x, so I'll differentiate. If you differentiate, you will going to get some value. And he wants, see, the question is, find the marginal cost when 17 units are produced. Okay, x always indicates the number of units. When 17 units are produced means when x is equal to 17. So MC, that is the marginal cost when x is equal to 17 is, you would be getting an equation, substitute x is equal to 17, you are going to get the solution. So the solution in this case would be 20.887 rupees. Okay, this is very small amount when you consider it in today's value. But this is the, I'm just telling you the procedure, how you are going to get the solution for this. Okay. So 16th question is, the total revenue in rupees received from the sale of x units of production is given, that is total revenue function is given. You have to find the marginal revenue when x is equal to 7. Similar case, he has given the revenue function. Revenue function means it is understood as total revenue, 13x square plus 26x plus 15. So consider total revenue is 13x square plus 26x plus 15. Okay, now marginal revenue would be derivative of total revenue. So differentiate the given function. So 13 is a constant, derivative of x square is 2x, plus 26 into derivative of x is 1, 15 is a constant whose derivative is 0. So you're going to get the marginal function as 13 2s are 26x plus 26. But you have to find out when the margin, you have to find out the marginal revenue when x is equal to 7. So if you put x is equal to 7 here, MR is equal to 26 into 7 plus 26. If you add it, this is just a calculator work, you will get the value as 208 rupees. Therefore, the marginal revenue for x units would be 208 rupees. Okay, this is the commercial part of the application of derivatives. Question number 18 was also very similar question. The total revenue in rupees received from the sale of x units of a production is given. Okay, same thing, that is 3x square plus 36x plus 5. Okay, you have to find out the marginal revenue when x is equal to 15. Similar case, okay, total revenue would be given. Okay, but actually here you have the multiple choice. In the exam you're not going to have a multiple choice, and at the same time I don't expect this kind of questions for science students. So marginal revenue will be derivative of total revenue, as in the previous case. Differentiate it and keep it aside. So you have to find out the marginal revenue when x is equal to 15. Substitute for fixed 15. You're going to get the solution as r is equal to 126 rupees. Okay. Is it fine? Right. Class, we are going to solve one last question for the session and wind up the topic, the rate measure problems. Okay, look at the 17th question. The rate of change of an area of a circle with respect to its radius. That is, remember, rate of change of the area not with respect to time but with respect to radius. When r is equal to 6 centimeter, I have to find out. Options are given, but anyhow, options would not be given for main examination. Rather, it would be a CET question. But anyhow, we are going to solve it. Okay, we have almost solved this type of question in the first session itself. Okay, let me take the formula. Remember, this is the area pertaining to the circle. Okay, what is the area of the circle? We know area of the circle is pi r square. You can take it as equation 1. Now, if you differentiate equation 1 with respect to r, because I have to find out the rate of change of area with respect to radius. Therefore, dA by dr would be pi is a constant, derivative of r square would be 2r. So I am going to get 2 pi r. Therefore, dA by dr, when r is equal to, remember, you have to find out when r is equal to 6 centimeter. So put r is equal to 6, see what happens. So it is 2 pi into r is equal to 6 is nothing but 6 2s are 12 pi. Okay, unit of area is centimeter square or unit square. Here he has given in 6 centimeters, so centimeter square per centimeter. So you can see the options given are 10 pi, 12 pi, 8 pi and 11 pi. The right answer here would be 12 pi. Is it clear? Is it fine? Right, hope you have understood it very clearly. So friends, we have come to the conclusion of all the problems on rate measures. So please bear it. There are many problems. We did it in very short procedure, like 2 or 3 mark questions, but you are not going to get 2 or 3 mark questions from this part. From the rate measure problems, you are going to get the 5 marker questions. So please concentrate on 5 mark question, particularly for second PUC exam point of view. If it is CET point of view, read the entire concept thoroughly. For second PUC point of view, just go through the 5 mark question for this concept, so that you would be thorough with this concept and get 5 mark in your main examination. Okay friends, we're going to wind up this session. So hope you have enjoyed it, hope you have learned it. As I already say, keep learning, keep watching the video and enjoying. Okay, keep moving in life, because life would be moving on. You have to move along with it. Okay, so and one more request from my self to my dear friends is, kindly share these videos with your friends, whomever you feel they would be useful with it. Okay, so you can share it with your friends and kindly subscribe the channel and support us. Okay, so that it would be helpful for us to do more videos. Fine friends, we'll meet again in the next session on different topics of mathematics for second PUC examinations. So we'll meet again in the next session. Until then, take care everybody. God bless you. Bye.